time for an upcycle 5 vintage home decor styling hacks. Check it out. Let's start with my copper vintage scuttle bucket. I have used this outside as a little bird bath for years and it only makes it look better. This is such a beautiful piece, and if I'm not using it inside to put wood in it or stuff from the fireplace, you could put a plant, a ton of different things, but I love this so much for spring and summer. Just put some pea gravel in the bottom, load it with water. It makes the most darling little bird bath. A little solar operated bird fountain. You can pop it right in there, holds it in place, and then it just makes this great little spot for the birds to hang out. So this is definitely one of my fave vintage hacks. Next up, y'all know I'm into lighting. I love candles, I love battery operated lights. These glass hurricanes, whenever you see them thrifting, grab them. You can bring them home and put them on top of existing candles that you have. Also, these random tops or glass pieces, mix and match them. Just took a coaster, popped a candle on it, and then just took this glass piece from a oil lamp and put it on top of the coaster. You can also take other little items that might or might not have a lid, like a little sugar bowl or something like that. You can place that down. You can put your candle inside of that. And then again, just play with those tops, play with those hurricanes, play with the tops of those oil lamps, and you can make all kinds of beautiful situations. Also, I love it whenever I see these light globes. You can find a ton of these thrifting. They're usually very inexpensive. I just took this one and I combined it with this awesome vintage brass bowl with a lid that I have. Love this so much. I loaded it with those little battery operated copper lights that have a little remote. Put those inside of the globe and then put that inside of the bowl, and then I took a little bit of double-sided sticky tape and put it on the lid and just placed the lid right on top. So it actually looks like it was meant to be. Again, combining those beautiful vintage pieces with those little thrifted globes always make the most fabulous lighting situations. And then of course, vintage ashtrays. I absolutely love to use these for entertaining. Load one with salt. Take your limes. I always slice my limes in half, and then I do another slice in the middle of the lime, and then I slice my little quarters. Then it leaves a little mark in the middle, so when you want to put them on the edge of the glass, you already have one in there. And then you can load those around the edge of your ashtray. Such a great way to use a really cool vintage piece like this. Then you can just take your cool little vintage glasses, dip them in the salt, and then place a lemon right on the edge of your glass. Or you can just take your lemons and actually put them directly in your vintage ashtray. And then we're big Cracker Barrel people around here. We love to go and get the pancakes from Cracker Barrel. My kids love it. And we always bring home those little itty bitty tiny syrup jars. Drilled some holes in the top, cleaned it out, and put salt in it. Great little upcycled salt situation to go with your ashtray. Also, you can put shaving stuff in a vintage ashtray, or you can put toothbrushes and toothpaste in a vintage ashtray. Great way to hold these little bathroom items. And then of course, paint brushes or makeup brushes. Next up, y'all may have seen me style this in a ton of different ways since, but this Italian vintage scale. These are such beautiful pieces and they just add such character to any decorating situation. So you can always put candles on either side and have a beautiful candle holder. I definitely would rather use this than picking up something at a big box store for sure. And last but not least, I absolutely love a vintage table lighter. Anytime you see one of these, snag it. This one I was so excited to grab and it actually worked. And even if they don't work, you can always repair them. It's very, very simple. So grab those thrifted vintage items, have some fun with it. These are just some unique ways that I love to use these pieces. Happy upcycling.